Let's install the new ISO Super F7. There is already an Zen mod, but this morning I've made an ArcoLinuxS-Zen ISO. So basically it's booting up immediately with the Zen, right? The Zen kernel, Linux Zen. Now let's show you how we install this and what's the reasoning behind booting up. So this is faking, VirtualBox is faking that it's a UEFI. Otherwise it will be with a nice logo and then it's a BIOS setup, right? So this machine thinks I'm on a UEFI system. Either you choose open source drivers or the NVIDIA, or if this one fails, move to that one, move to that one, move to that one. That's the fail safe. Okay, no mode set. For VirtualBox, virtual machines in general, line number 1 is good to go. So you see already disk label ArcoLinux-Zen. So we're booting up and you'll see, well, the Zen kernel is doing the work now. He's looking around. What is this thing? Looking at the motherboard. I know it's a VirtualBox, but that's what's going to happen. What chipset is there? ACPI. It's going to look around and try to recognize all the pieces on your system and become the layer between the hardware and, well, the software. And then there are two options, right? You have Calamares as the Swiss Army knife for Linux distributions. How can we get A to B, this distro on your machine? And that's the offline installation or the easy installation. Why easy? Because you don't have to make many choices. This is what everybody does, right? Just the general selection. There's not much to select. There's nothing difficult about it. I mean, it's just looking for your proper keyboard, which in my case is Belgian, and you erase this. This is worth a mention. Not the ISOs that we're going to release on the 11th, but this guy, the Zen, I've already told Calamares never to give you the option of F2FS. Now I don't think many people used it anyway, but right, it's from the Zen ISO. Zen mod and all the other 33 ISOs will have still the choice of F2FS. The message is clear, don't use it, right? The grub won't recognize the filing system, or the file system better, and voila, it will break in the end, at very end, like 90% somewhere there, because it's doing the grub install, and grub install says, I don't know what this is. So I've removed it, and the future ISOs from the December release, right, will be similar. No F2FS. Now, most of us probably went for X4 or ButterFS maybe, or maybe any of the other guys, but voila. Just saying, change, right? So next, and you go on, and you go on, and you go on. Of course, you have to type twice the same password, and then you can have a look and install and done. No, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go for an advanced. So this is easy. There's not much to test and to fill in, which makes it a lot easier than the advanced installation, where you do need the internet, because of course all these applications that are on there are not on the ISO. So in this case, the Zen kernel is the default. There's no need to add anything else. If you want it, right, if you insist on it, you can have extra kernels. You can have new drivers. The drivers are already on there, but since it's so important, if this ISO is like 6 months old, probably there will be new drivers by that time, right? So you can tell the system, go fetch me the new drivers, if that's necessary, if that's the case, right? Next, this ISO is built this morning. I mean, the drivers are exactly the same. And if you wanted another login manager, but it's there, it's installed, there's no need to select anything, right? But it makes this thing more complex, because users say, what do I have to select, right? Basically nothing. Do you want another tiling window manager? You know my love for LeftOEM. I could do that, right? And it will install all the packages that it needs. Fine. But it's not necessary. Then there are meta packages. This is the ArcoLinux page, right? All the stuff we've made in a nice little concise, well, not concise, we've done a lot of packages, a lot of work, a lot of themes as well. We've split the Arc themes into different choices, so we can just pick one and install that one. And we have communication, and let's go over all these. These are just choices. You choose whatever you want to have. A click and a sudo pacman -s away. Now this is important to repeat again. If you go for ext4, you choose this one. If you go for ButterFS, the file system, you choose that one, right? If you want it at all. I don't want it. I don't need Timeshift. I don't want Snapper and ButterFS, right? My choice is without any backup utilities, because basically that's it. You can always go back to a certain moment in time when the system breaks. I'll just fix my system. I've never used any of these guys in the last 5 years. But it's a choice, and it's yours to make it. More stuff. This is what I will do on a real system, right? Make sure I got my software in. And then next. We're in Brussels, all good. Belgium. Next. Erase disk. So here it's either ButterFS or ext4. And of course the same thing here, F2FS does not exist anymore for us. Choose whether you want to have a hibernation or no hibernation, or even a swap to file, right? Maybe I'll do this one, haven't done that in a while. Next. So it immediately is a test for me. There you go. Another how to install video. People still have a lot of questions. How should I install it? And of course, we point them to the right direction. So youtube.com/Eric Dubois. Accept all cookies. And there you go. You have here the channel. And on the channel, there will be update videos. There will be playlists. And if you type here, not here, never here, always here, you'll get a list of updates. And you scroll down, here it is, ArcoLinux update video, stay rolling, ArcoLinux update. So this video will be part of the long list that we have already. All about updating, and installing, right? Install videos are there as well. Yeah, sorry guys about all that. Go back, I don't want to see all that, nor that. So all these commercials, okay. So back here, install. And there will be a playlist somewhere about installing stuff. How to install ArcoLinux D, how to install ArcoLinux S. So this will be probably how to install ArcoLinux-S-Zen, right? But there must be somewhere a playlist, and the playlists are here as well. So maybe you can find it here as Control find and then install and see what we get. ArcoLinux D base installation. Find the next word. ArcoLinux Arch install. Also interesting. And if you scroll down, you'll get more and more playlists. And that's what we can do, right? We can use the tools that YouTube gives us, and that's making playlists. The ArcoLinux XS LTS installation. Et voila. In the meantime, I missed the click there, missed the button. In the meantime, we're still far away. If you want to have a look, nothing to see really. Not at this point in time. Basically, it's moving bits and bytes to your future system. And what you see is what you get. So this will be installed already on your system. There's no way around it, right? This will be there already. And I see I'm using the ISO that we've built in the ArcoLinux B project, right? maybe that deserves a reason, an explanation. I mean, you're looking at something that, Eric put Spotify on the ISO, did he? And Gitkraken? Well, that's because we're using the ArcoLinuxB.com. I've just made a video how to build your own ISO. And here is Zen. And you'll see in this video that we told in the packages file, go add Spotify, go add Gitkraken, and we've built the ISO. And as a result, I'm actually not booting up from the official ISO, but one we've made ourselves. That's why we have Gitkraken and Spotify. So, well, it's in the video, it's okay, it's fine. Normally, Spotify and Gitkraken is not in there. This is more or less almost installed, but let's pause the video anyway. And there you have it. The new ISO will be released November 2022. And this says immediately Linux Zen, so you know you're booting up with that one. Ctrl-Alt-T, there you go. ISO number, that's the ISO number. As you see, it has been created this morning. It's new. And we have here, because of our own build, this is actually the ISO of build your own ISO. And I was in development an extra one, and in multimedia we made another decision. So it's already on the ISO. I don't have to do sudo pacman -s for those two guys. That's it for me. So you'll see the ArcoLinux-Zen and ArcoLinux-Zen mod as well pop up. Communication is on arcolinux.info as usual, and enjoy.